Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to another episode of Ask Anthony, live on Facebook. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, my name's Anthony Peluso, CEO of Wealth for Life and Australian property expert. So, today we're going to be discussing how to take advantage of the current property market. Okay. Before we get started though, I know the team wants me to do these halfway through, but I figured I'd run you through some amazing promotions we've got on play at the moment. We've got an amazing Christmas promotion that a lot of you have taken advantage of, so thank you for that. We were giving away some silly prizes such as iPhones, iPads, Apple Watches, HomePods, half of which I have no idea what they are, by the way, right? But I know my kids play around with this stuff, but listen, come in and check out this promotion, or jump onto our website or follow the link below that we're going to post at the end of this episode and take advantage of this. And of course, our referral program. Refer a friend and family to our company, and anyone that ends up working with us. I think we share the referral gift between both the person referring the person and the actual person that comes in for the first time. So take advantage of this, again, especially coming up to Christmas. Who wouldn't want some Maya or some cash under their tree come Christmas time, hey? All right, so how to take advantage of the current property market. Again, for those of you that pay attention to the media and you know, and are avid investors or want to be investors, you know, it's an interesting time right now, right? So some would say the market has gone backwards, some would say that it's slowed down, some are indifferent about the whole thing. My view is you know, this is nothing that we haven't seen before, okay? So for those of you that have been investing in property, you seasoned investors that have been around for years and years and years, this is nothing new to you, okay? In fact, the smart ones predicted this and know that this is part of their investment strategy and planning process. So I'm here to tell you guys, don't get alarmed by the current state of the market. My opinion, the market's stabilized, but think about it. You had a market in the last 5 years that was growing, you know, in some years like 20%, 30, 40%. Now, we'd be silly to think that that would be continuing, okay? So the market's doing nothing more than really just correcting itself to where it usually sits, okay? So please don't get into a panic. But how can you take advantage of this? Now, here's the thing I'll share with you, right? It's interesting. If we listen to the media and we pay attention to the so-called experts out there, they'll tell you that the market's crashing, the market's going to go backwards. You pick up the paper and people go into a panic and start to fear. Don't buy into that stuff. Flip it around to take advantage of it. Take advantage of that, right? What do I mean by that, right? Number one, right now, the best thing you can do is get your finances in place. I'm going to tell you why in a minute, right? Get your finances sorted. That is the first thing you do, okay? So come in and have a chat to our mortgage brokers here, or you know, or if you've got your own lenders. Get your finance sorted and understand what your borrowing capacity is. That means how much money you can borrow, how much you can service, how much you can actually borrow. Okay, so a lender will get your assets and liabilities, income, expenses, take you through a process of getting an understanding of how much you can actually service, and then they'll give you some sort of written documentation stating how much you can actually borrow. Okay, whilst it's conditional amongst based on a whole bunch of criteria, it gives you an indication of how much you can actually borrow. Right now, if you've got you actually even go a little bit better if you can actually set yourself up with a line of credit, right? Which is basically nothing more than like a credit card or a checkbook for those of you who still use checkbooks against your home, right? It's a credit facility that allows you to go out there and buy, okay? But you buy assets, you don't go buying anything else, all right? And I'll tell you why you say that, because right now, the current market, money talks, have a deposit ready. There's vendors right now that are very, very flexible with their prices and their terms and conditions, okay? And, in life, people want certainty, okay? Especially if you're a seller in today's market, you want certainty. You don't want maybes, and you don't want you don't want a purchaser that may be able to get finance and put something down on a contract that is subject to so many terms and conditions, right? Stack the odds in your favor by getting your finance sorted, getting your finance ready, then go shopping, right? Find a deal, find a property that fits your strategy that you like, and go in and make a crazy offer. We're getting some ridiculous offers right now on the table for our clients, and our clients are taking advantage of this because we've positioned them correctly to take advantage of the current situation by getting their finances all sorted, all cleaned up, deposits in hand, so lines of credit set up, and we go shopping for them. Find the property that suits their investment strategy, and we go in and we crunch hard on price and terms and conditions, okay? So, vendors right now are very, very flexible, especially coming to this time of the year. Developers are as well, because they don't want to be carrying any land tax implications up to the end of December, right? Anything that's still on their books by the end of December, they've got to carry over and report and pay. So you've got developers that are very, put it this way, they're calling us a hell of a lot more than we're calling them, right? So they're very open to doing some business. So get your finance sorted as fast as you can and be ready to pounce, right? Create certainty for your vendor. If I'm buying in the marketplace right now, which I am, by the way, go out there, find what you need, make a crazy offer, make it, if you've got your finance sorted, you really don't need to make it subject to finance, right? So, but that's this level of certainty that you need as a purchaser, right? So make sure you've got that in place. Don't make the contract subject to any terms and conditions, and settle fast, right? If you've got to put in a clause in there that is subject to finance, right, just don't let it draw out, okay? Because vendors right now, if they can get quick cash and they can get certainty, more than likely they'll agree to whatever terms and conditions you put down and price you put down. We see it every day, all right? So number one, get your finance sorted too. We're coming up to Christmas time as well, right? So the thing around this time of the year is most people go on holidays, they go, they get away, they go to sleep, or worse, they go take a break, right? So this is the time, again, that you need to, if you're getting into the market, it is a great time to buy property. I remember going back even like in the mid-2000s, I was buying property around Christmas time. I had friends of mine who were buying property out in the suburbs of Heidelberg. You can do amazing things around this time of year because you've got no competition. Everyone's either on a holiday or, they're watching the cricket or down at the beach or taking a break and, getting that rest that they need. Get out there and take advantage of the fact that no one's bidding against you, no one's competing with you. If you've done your homework and your finances are prepared, you can get some amazing deals around Christmas time, okay? So, take that into account, all right? So, now, a philosophy that I've followed for all my life is that when others are fearful, be greedy. When others are greedy, be fearful, okay? It's the philosophy of the great Warren Buffett. And for those of you that don't know Warren Buffett, he is the most successful investor in the world. Usually buys into businesses and shares, so he's a share investor, but the same rules that he uses for shares and business obviously apply to property as well. So what do I mean by that, right? Most of us follow the masses, okay? We pick up the newspapers, we listen to the media, and we do what they tell us to do, okay? Now, here's the thing. Successful people never follow the masses. They seldom listen to the media. They have a proven system in life that continues to work and is seldom influenced by what others say, okay, or what others do. So, let's face it, 94% of Australians are either living well below the poverty line or can't afford to stop working by the time they reach 65. So that system, or the system that most of us follow, clearly is flawed and doesn't work, okay? So don't pay attention to the press or media because in my experience, they hardly ever get it right, okay? You've just got to have a long-term strategy when it comes to investing, okay? You've got to get out of that mindset that you're in to make money really, really, really quickly, okay? Because if you're not prepared to take the risk that goes with making money really, really quickly, you're going to get hurt, okay? And as we say to our clients here, aim to build wealth slowly, all right? contrary to what a lot of other people out there do. But aim to build wealth slowly, okay? Especially if you're one that doesn't like risk or a lot of risk, right? That'll work for you quite well. But you've got to get in early, because the thing with real estate, if you're using that predominant buy and hold strategy that has worked for countless years, there's only one thing wrong with that. It's slow, okay? It doesn't come with a risk, but it is slow, okay? So keep that in mind when putting together an investment strategy, right? If you give yourself enough time, you'll get predictable results, okay, and certainly results that you'll be happy with. But it's certainly a buyer's market right now, so learn to take advantage of it. Don't do what the masses do. Oh, the news said the market's going to crash, or I read an article that the market's going backwards by 2% and all that crap. All right, we've heard it all before. The smart people right now, are licking their fingers and saying, right, now I'm looking for opportunities. I've got my cash ready, I've got my finance sorted, I'm going shopping and I'm going to find bargains, right? And they put down deals and they negotiate hard, right? And the truth of the matter is, you're always making money in real estate when you buy. In fact, anything really, right? But especially an asset that appreciates in value. You always make your money when you buy. So now is a great time to go buying, okay? Don't wait for the market to take off again, which I predict it's going to do once the lending criteria and all that stabilizes in the next 12 months. Get in there early, buy at a really good price. Make sure you're getting fair, you're getting the right value for money. Buy at a really good price under good terms and conditions, and continue to build on your investment portfolio. Or if you're yet to start investing, get out there and do it right now. You'll have very little competition, and most people are actually walking away whilst you're walking towards your dreams, so to speak. So you always make your money when you buy, right? So, but the thing with a strategy like this is you've got to be quick, okay? Because great opportunities aren't going to last forever, right? With a lot of my staff in here, we're positioning them in the same way. Get your cash sorted, get your finance sorted. It is the most important thing, because money talks, especially in a market like today, okay? If you want to stand out or differentiate your offer from any of the other offers, and if you want to get a vendor's attention or real estate agent's attention or developer's attention, give them certainty, right? Understand what they want, right? And give them certainty. If you can provide someone certainty, you know what? For that certainty, they'll give you the trade-off of giving you the price that you want and the terms and conditions that you want. I mean, we're getting stuff right now even 15-20% below market value, right? So there are great opportunities out there, but you've got to be ready to pounce. You can't operate in the same way that you were operating 2 years ago, okay? Because no one's going to pay attention to you. No one's going to listen to you. Get your finances sorted. It is a lengthy process. For those of you that have gone for finance in the last 12 months, you'll understand that it's an interesting landscape out there. So the process can be quite lengthy. The banks are being more diligent than ever. So you need to get that process underway if you haven't. And for those of you that have started, well done. But get that process underway, because you'll be going back and forth with your mortgage broker or your lender for quite some time. Once you've got your finance sorted, and great, this is how much I can borrow, and get them to set you up with a facility against your home or against one of your other properties. Things like lines of credits, right, are fantastic. You may pay a little bit more, but you've got money accessible to you. Money accessible to you immediately, or redraw facilities, right? And it gives you power when you go out making deals, okay? Because money right now is power. You can go out there, write a check, cut a check, and make some silly offers in the marketplace. And you know what? If one or two people don't accept your offer, move on, find something else. But it's a great market to buy in right now. So make as many offers as you can, but be ready. And you'll have some people that need to get rid of some property right now, especially around this time of year. Take advantage of that situation, okay? Don't wait for the market to turn when property becomes popular again and you start to see crazy prices reported in the press. Don't jump on the bandwagon then, okay? Because when you read about it in the newspaper, if you've read about it in the newspaper, it's usually too late, okay? Successful people never make decisions based on what's on the front page of the Herald Sun or The Age, okay? Those guys are years ahead of what the media reports, okay? That's the trick. You need to be ahead of what the masses pick up, okay? Because the ones in the know, They know what's going on. They actually predict what's about to take place. They position themselves, they maneuver themselves to take advantage of that situation, and that's where they make their money. Now, by the time that the masses get it, the money's already been made. All right, so just pay attention to that. Okay, we've been teaching this philosophy to our clients for years and years and years. Again, another reason why they've done so well. So hopefully you've got a little bit out of that. Again, don't freak out too much about the current lending landscape. Okay, banks are tightening their lending criteria right now, or have been for quite some time. The findings of the Royal Commission will be out in February. A lot of this had to do more with some practices going on internally within banks, but they've tightened their lending criteria. You just need to be a better investor. You need to have more understanding of your finances, and you need to be a better money manager, right? If you've been doing the right thing from the start, a lot of this won't affect you, okay? A lot of the people that can't get finance right now, we're probably not in a position where we get finance to start off with, okay? It's a forced way for you to now to have a look at your own internal finance situation and how you manage your money. And don't for a second think that banks out there are not wanting to lend money, okay? We're still getting some amazing interest rates and high loan-to-value ratios for investors, okay? Interest-only loans, okay? So you just need to be a little bit more disciplined, and your financial behaviour needs a little bit more, a little bit more disciplined, and you can get some good finance out there. All right, guys, so please, if you've got any questions, feel free to shoot any questions through. Always love answering your questions. Take advantage of these offers that we're running at the moment, and any comments, we'd really appreciate any comments, and please share our post. It's getting to that, what are we now, five weeks away from Christmas, something like that? Mm-hmm. Good. So next week's episode, we're going to be discussing how many properties do you need to retire on, okay? Now, that's a question we get asked all the time, right? How many is enough, right? And how do you know when you've got enough? So we're going to go through that next week with you guys. That if you're wondering, do I buy one property? Do I buy two properties? Do I buy three properties? Do I buy 15 properties? We have people that own 2-3 properties. In fact, most Australians, actually, funny enough, most Australians never really get more than 1 or 2 properties, and I'll share that with you next week as well as to why that's the case. They usually get stuck after 1 or 2 properties, okay? And then we've got some clients that have got 30, 40, even one guy I know has 200 properties, all right? So, and they're obviously there's a difference in their behaviour and the action they take. So tune in next week, and we'll share with you how many properties, or how to determine how many properties you need to live a comfortable retirement. All right, so thanks guys for joining us. We really appreciate it. Really appreciate the feedback, all your questions. Please share our link. It means a lot to us. Any comments, we'd love to answer any questions. And take advantage of these giveaways, okay? For those of you with kids, the kids will love you. Especially if they find under the Christmas tree, a new iPad or an Apple Watch or a HomePod, or, don't worry about the kids. What about your partner, right? Or a friend, family, a loved one, right? Take advantage of this. You get to make money. Your friends and family get a smile on their face, okay? And of course, we've got our referral program. Refer a friend, win a My gift card, go shopping, and get your friend onto an amazing future of financial freedom, all right? So thanks for sharing, guys. We look forward to talking to you again next week. Happy investing.